Don't you throw away those flowers that you bought in early April that look like they're half dead and they don't want to do anything for the rest of the year. I'm going to teach you today how to keep those flowers alive. It's not even mum season yet, and the heat is just not going to slow up anytime soon. Let's go. See these flowers here? These are doing great, but these over here look pitiful, and so do these. So what we're going to do is cut back everything that looks dead. You may think, why would I cut all this stuff off? Is anything even going to grow if this is all dying? Absolutely. Have you ever had an ingrown toenail that just makes your life a living hell? Well, guess what? This is how it feels for these flowers that have half of their body just hanging off the side of them. Throw it in the yard. It's great compost. If it's hot, let it rot. Get rid of it. It's not doing you any good. We're going to cut all these off. Do I know that they're going to grow back? Actually, I don't. But they don't look good on here. So why would I keep them on here? You know when you have really long hair like me and you don't want to cut it because it's long, but it gets thin at the bottom and dead. And then you decide, okay, I'm going to cut it. And then when you cut it, all this hair starts coming back luscious and voluptuous like never before. And it's all because you cut it back. That's what we're doing today with these flowers. We're cutting them back so that we can have the best chance at growth. And now in the summer when it's really hot and you've got a bunch of flowers around and you're watering them, if you want to leave some space open, that's a good idea because it gives each flower the best chance at growing. Just think of it this way. The more flowers you have in here, the more water they're going to be consuming, which means they're taking water and resources from the other flowers. So even if during the spring you can have a full thing of flowers, and then during the summer when it gets really hot, like right now it's 92 degrees outside, I am sweating in this humidity. These flowers can be cut back smaller, they'll take up less resources, and it will give them the best chance at growth. So don't feel shy and cut back stuff before you just throw it out altogether. With flowers like this, what I like to do is just lightly pinch off anything that's burnt. We call it deadheading on our rose bush, which we'll do later on in this video. But all we're doing is just refreshing what we already have. And I promise you, lots of stuff, if you give it a little bit of TLC, midsummer, will come back and look so good. This looks a lot better now than when we started. All the dead stuff has gone out of there, and especially that flower in the back, it's going to have a lot more room to grow and bloom. These are two sets of flowers I got at Lowe's in April, and then they were really pretty, and I'm like, what is going on with these? There's just something off about them, and I realized these are just too long. They look weird. So I'm going to cut them back as well. That way I can actually see my ferns. Sometimes it will get so hot and our flowers will grow up really tall and then they'll actually start to seed. If you cut them back before they're starting to seed, they will think it is still growing season. When it gets super hot, things start to dry out and die because they think, oh, fall must be around the corner. Well, like everyone else on the internet says, it's just too early. Sometimes less really is more. And if you think about it, if your flowers have burned up on this side, all you have to do is rotate your planter over to this side, and then look at all these flowers we still have. And I'm simply just cutting off all the dead leaves. It's just going to give your stuff so much more opportunity to make it at least another month or so before it's time for mums. Now you tell me, does that not look better than the one on the left? The one on the left just looks like it's kind of burned up and ready to go. I am amazed that I can actually see flowers there. See, sometimes things just look like they're giving up, but they have a second life to them. We're over here by my rose bush, and I love a good rose bush. This is a knockout rose bush, and about every week or so, she gets dead heads on her. Dead heads are just flowers that are wilted. The petals are falling off when you touch them, and sometimes all the petals will have fallen off, and all that's left is what I call an eye. So what I like to do is just go right up underneath that eye and cut that back. You're going to get new roses every couple weeks or so, and you're going to get roses until you know, the frost. These start blooming in May, and they don't stop until, in our season, we live in North Carolina, they'll probably stop around late October. So definitely prune your rose bush all season. And then a big tip I've gotten from my viewers is to cut your rose bush back down to 1/3 of the size during February. That's what I've heard. And I will say this rose bush has just came back bigger than ever before and healthier. It used to get a lot of white dots on it, but now it doesn't. So stay tuned, because I'm going to give y'all 5 tips to help your flowers and garden stay fresh for longer, especially in this hot summer heat. Doesn't this just look so much better than it did before, now that all the dead heads are off of it, and we'll have more flowers coming soon? My number 1 tip is to, of course, prune back your flowers and your shrubs so that you allow them to have more room to grow and encourage them to grow. Whenever we leave a flower or plant alone, it's just going to go through its life cycle a whole lot sooner than if we tended to it. My second tip would be to use things like Miracle-Gro. A lot of us use Miracle-Gro on our gardens, but then we forget to use them on our flowers as well. I use Miracle-Gro. Either one week or every 2 weeks. So no less than 7 days, but you can go 7 days or every 14 days depending on what you like. And I use the ones that are just to-goes. You dump it in the little jug of water, and then you can go around and water all your plants. I use this on my vegetable garden and my rose bushes and flowers. Look how tall this corn is. It's so much taller than me. It's not even that much further than 4th of July, and all I've heard is knee-high by the 4th of July. So this is just a testament to Miracle Grow. It really does work. My third tip is to water early morning or late in the evening, once the sun's gone down or before it has gone up. When we water during the day, what happens is the heat evaporates the water faster than the plants can soak up that water. So if your plants are burning up, it's not because you're watering them during the day when the sun's out. It's just that they're not getting enough time to absorb that water before the sun evaporates it. So either way you look at it, the sun is kind of burning them up, but it's because they're not getting enough water. Tip number 4. Whenever you are watering your plants, for me, I love to water my plants every day. Sometimes if it's really hot, I will have to do it twice a day. But there are some plants that do not like to have water every day, such as lavender. It loves the dry, desert-like heat. So if you're noticing that your lavender is burning up, odds are you may be watering it too much. So always look on Google and see what's the best watering for each type of plant you have. Tip number 5 is if you're noticing by the end of the day or in the morning when you start to water your plants that your flowers or vegetables are just hanging over to the side and they look like, I'm so thirsty, it might not be the water issue. It might be where you've placed them in your yard. Some plants, like hostas, really like to be in a shady area, whereas other flowers, like the lavender, really love to be out in the open right next to the sun. So move around the flowers and different types of plants you have to see if they would do better in a shady area versus where they are now. Or if it is lavender and you have it in a shady area and it's not doing so well, stick that thing out in the sun, girl. In all seriousness, I hope y'all enjoy this video. Subscribe if you are new and you like home makeover videos, home updates, DIYs, and videos like this where I'm just sharing you some tips to keep your flowers alive through the summer. Because if you're like me, they are barely hanging on, and they look so much better now, and I didn't have to go out and buy all new flowers to replace my dead ones. I just fixed them, you know. If they are too far gone, that's okay. Just pull them out and plant something else. But if they're half alive, they still want to live. So just cut back all that dead stuff. If they're saying, hey, I don't need this part of me anymore, chop it off. Chop it off. Chop those dead heads off. Don't be afraid to pull off like impatiens, the little flowers that will bloom, or geranium is another one. Pull off those dead flowers. New flowers will come. Mums come back. Zinnias come back. There are so many flowers that are cut and come again, which means you can cut them and then they will just pop out another bloom for you, and you can have flowers over and over and over again. So if you found this video helpful, give it a big thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe. And I will see y'all back here for another video very, very soon. Bye. You know when you get into bed and it's just full of clean clothes and you feel like, oh, why is this even here? And then you decide to just push it all over to the side and get in. Well, that's what we're doing with all of this. We're getting rid of all the bad stuff, pushing it over to the side so that we can get the good stuff in. That's lame. I don't have to be funny. Hi. Hi. Okay, calm down. I gotta do my intro. I'm trying to think of what I want to say. What do I want to say? There's nothing I hate more than getting through the summer and all my flowers start to burn up before it's even time for mum season. So today I'm going to help you out, sisters and brothers. We're going to go get these flowers living. Oh my gosh. I can't. Isn't it? Oh, no. Okay. Back away. Don't you hate it when you get halfway through the summer season and your flowers that you purchased early April start to burn up on you? Well, today we're going to fix that before it's time for mums. Oh my gosh. Don't you hate it when you get halfway through the summer season and your flowers start to die on you? Well, today we're going to fix that. We're going to keep our flowers alive until it's time for mum season. Yeah, we're just getting our walking exercise in today, I guess. Don't you hate it when your flowers start to burn up that you bought in early April and it's not even time for mums yet? Well, today we're going to fix that. Come with me. I cannot. Stop. Don't you throw out those flowers that you bought in April because half of them are starting to burn up and it's not even time for mum season yet. How does this happen to us? I know, and we're going to fix it today. Do you have flowers burning up in this horrible heat? I do, and you know what I hate? Nothing more than getting halfway through the summer, not even time for my mums yet, and all my flowers look half dead. Well, today we're going to bring them back to life. Come with me.